What up, everybody? Gary and I have literally just got in from the cinema after watching Alien Covenant, directed by Ridley Scott. Two major things I want to bring up first is Michael Fassbender. Now, I was kind of getting sick and tired of seeing his face in everything. You know, Prometheus, X-Men, Assassin's Creed. You know, this guy was like everywhere and anywhere that I turned, he was there. And I was kind of getting annoyed with him. But seeing him in Covenant, I can't stress enough that guy is a fabulous actor. You know, he at least plays what I would consider three different roles in the movie. You know, obviously he returns as David. And he's also this new android for the colonists, Walter. And it was nice seeing that portrayed, you know, his acting skills to be able to say, look, here I am here and here I am here and bouncing off of each other. That stuff really worked. Danny McBride as well. I was really fucking unsure about Danny McBride being in an Alien movie because, well, all I've ever seen him in is comedies, and usually he's crass and rude and kind of disgusting.
I'll come wherever the fuck I want, James. I'll fucking come in your kitchen. I'll come on your fucking art. I'll come anywhere I want. I will fucking come right on you. I will come like a fucking madman all over you, McBride. Ooh, I fucking wish you'd come on me right now. I fucking dare you to come on me.
It's fun. So how does a comedian, you know, come into the Alien franchise? And I've got to admit, I was impressed by him too. Maybe because his scenes were kind of short. He only appeared for a short amount of times on screen as the driver, the pilot of the Covenant, Tennessee, his name was.
I have stolen a vehicle, and I also punched a police officer's horse in the mouth on St. Patrick's Day. And you guys have handed me the keys to the most expensive spaceship in history. Suckers. He was pretty impressionable to me. I was also very surprised that there were not many well-named actors among the colonists, among the security team that goes down to the planet. The new captain after James Franco is killed off. I recognise him from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. He was all right. Maybe it was his character that I didn't like, and maybe that says something about the actor, that because I didn't like the character, he did really well. Then there's just some bits, and like I said, I can't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. If you have, you probably know what I'm talking about. Gary. Yeah, Gary's kind of numb at the moment. I've literally finished shutting him up after 10 minutes of screaming and crying and punching walls and kind of like holding his Alien DVD copy and crying tears onto it.
I didn't get that upset.
Close.
Just vacuous, you know, that hollow void that you have after an immense build-up of excitement, you know? When the first trailer came out and it was like, okay, you know, I defended Prometheus. I was behind that film. I knew that it was in the Alien universe and that it was not an Alien film. It didn't have Alien in the title.
Yeah, it didn't, yeah.
But it was sold as an Alien film, even though that it wasn't. It was something else. I avoided all of the advertisements for Alien Covenant and avoided any of the sort of advanced reviews that came out for it. This film has only been out for a day in the UK, and we've seen it almost immediately in utter excitement. And I was happy to watch the Alien title come up on the screen with Covenant underneath it in the style of Alien.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you hear the music from Alien.
Yeah.
And you're just like... Your brain immediately just tells you it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And again, with the characters in this film, they are not characters. They are job designated sort of... It's like you're the doctor.
Yeah.
You're the captain.
Yeah.
Who are you beyond that? You're nothing. there's no characters in this film other than David and Walter. There are some slight bits of human interaction between some of the characters, but it's fleeting, and you don't really get to feel the weight of any of it.
I got really confused at the fact that it seemed like most of the main characters that went down to the planet were married to each other.
Yeah, well, you can... No, the setup for this film is that they are the Covenant. The ship is the Covenant.
Yeah.
And they are travelling through space to find a planet to inhabit and start a colony.
No, they have a planet. They're heading towards it. It's like 7 years.
And they get the call from the... a distress call essentially from the Prometheus crew, and they go there to investigate, and because they go, oh look, there's actually a habitable planet there that's a lot closer. We don't want to go back to sleep, considering we just saw what happened to the cryo bay with the guy that was inside. So the fact that the whole crew are scared to go back into cryosleep after this accident is the linchpin which causes them to go to this planet. That accident in itself that was the point where I started to question everything that was happening in the film.
Yeah.
Because I find it really hard to believe that a cryotube would be designed to incinerate a guy to a crisp in a slight malfunction. Like, did they not test these things properly? I was like, maybe this is a joke to Alien 3, in a cryotube and you get hit by a safety beam. This poor fucker just gets incinerated. And that's the reason why everything that they do in the film happens, and I just didn't buy it from that point on.
Really? You didn't buy it from then? Where have I seen that before? Oh, yeah, your first movie. It's a strange message over here, and there's this habitable planet, and it looks absolutely perfect. Let's just go down to it. And I'm like, this movie's called Alien Covenant. You're all going to die. It's just, it could have just been done a little bit better. Maybe they're going to investigate what happened to the crew of the Prometheus. It seems like everybody knew. That was the thing as well. Everybody knew. Oh, do you remember the Prometheus? Yeah, that was like 10 years ago. They went off and they completely disappeared. It's like, really? Everybody knows? Everybody knows that their crew went off and were looking for this thing, and Elizabeth Shaw, she's there, and David's there, and...
I was surprised that they brought back Guy Pearce, for the introduction of the film. This is before the title even comes up, and he's questioning David, and I'm like, okay, so this is the sequel to Prometheus.
Yeah.
In every way.
Yeah.
But it's not. And so that was just a good setup for the David character.
Yeah.
About, oh, you created me, who created you?
Creation.
I guess it's all about creation.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not perfect, neither are you. I might go off and maybe go and create the perfect organism. Who knows, as we already saw him playing with, the black substance in Prometheus.
Yeah.
And so this film is about, these androids, essentially, and they are the more interesting characters out of the human characters. And that's what I enjoyed about Prometheus. I didn't really enjoy it in this one. I started to warm towards the Walter character.
Yeah.
As he was showing some affection towards...
He was the bishop.
Female protagonist.
He was the bishop version in this movie, where David is the Ash version in Covenant. And that was where I started to notice things as the film was going on. I started to notice, this is a nod to Alien. Oh, this is a nod to Aliens. Oh, this is a nod back to Alien again. Oh, like you said, there's a bit of music. There's a bit of symbols on the screen. I like nods. Okay, yeah, I like nods.
You even get the nodding bird on the bridge.
Oh, yeah, I like nods, but I don't like them too many times. Try to do something original. But then I get that problem where when you do something original, does it work? Yes, some of the original stuff worked. I like the creatures.
Every time I make an alien movie, this is the challenge about raising the bar. How do you maintain the terror? Therefore, we created some new creatures in addition to the usual suspects.
I did like the creatures. The creatures in it did exactly what I've always wanted them to do, and they just fucked shit up.
You're talking about like the Neo.
I like both of them. I like both of the creatures. Both of the creatures, they move like killers. You know, they are just unbridled fury. You know, was it Ash says its perfection is only matched by its hostility? That's what I got. You know, these things were not scared or hiding away. They were hunting. They were killing. Fucking people were... the gore effects...
The audience we watched it with were giggling, you know, during that sequence. And I'm like, I've never watched an Alien film ever and had an audience giggle.
Yeah, but that's
watching it.
Yeah, but that's because the type of audience that we were seeing. We were already giggling at one of the lines that David delivers.
Oh my God.
You know, I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it. But when you go and see it, if you don't giggle as well, like we did, you're thinking, who wrote that line?
It's not just that line. The whole film is rife with terrible dialogue.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as Prometheus's dialogue. The dialogue in this one was just a little bit more. But that's what I mean. It nodded for me. It nodded towards Aliens, and I'm like, okay, that works. And then it nodded back to Alien, and I'm like, yeah, that worked. But then too many, you know. Spoilers, you know. When David reveals his mad laboratory, like he's Dr. Frankenstein, and he's been messing around with all this shit, you know, and he lures one of the guys down and says, "Hey, look what I've made," and the facehugger leaps out and starts doing doing its thing, you know, and the chest burster comes out. Obviously,
literally, he's like, look at this egg. Oh look. Facehuggered.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, the chest burst is coming out.
Right. Yes, but if we'd sat there for 2.5 hours or 3 days waiting for this thing to come out, we'd have been fucking bored in the cinema.
Didn't take 10 days in the first film.
Oh, right, okay.
It just biologically doesn't make sense because it would remove the facehugger entirely. Why even have a facehugger if it can go straight down and straight out? Why even have a host?
How long is he there for?
How quickly is it going to be able
talking...
to borrow the DNA from its host in order to create the alien if it's already implanting an alien?
You're talking about a fictional
creature. But still, it still needs to at least make some kind of sense.
Every movie, every single movie, every alien movie changes the speed of the chest burster. In the first one, it took ages. Kane was on board the Nostromo for a day, 2 days. You know, the fucking woman in there, like you said.
Chestburster time was fine throughout the original 4 movies. It was when the AVP movies came along that they started to mess it up. You know?
Yeah.
And now Ridley Scott, he must have watched the AVPs because he looked at them and went, this is the reason why I'm not going to make another Alien movie because look at how silly it's become. But then word comes along that Neil Blomkamp's like, okay, it's silly, is it? Well, how about I do this? And I've got this idea for Alien 5 and Ridley Scott's like, I'm not making Prometheus 2, I'm making Alien Covenant. So hold your horses there, Alien 5. Story to tell back here. And 20th Century Fox closed down Neil Blomkamp and given it all to Ridley Scott. And Ridley Scott's like, well, I think I might have another film lined up after this one as well. Because this film, you know, it still doesn't directly lead to Alien. You know? No. We still don't find out how the derelict ship ended up on LV-426 for the crew to find from the Nostromo.
And from the looks of it, we won't. Because, you know, David does his thing. You know? For me, personally, my reaction to Alien Covenant, my reaction hasn't changed since I saw the trailer last year. I looked at it and went, why, Ridley? Why? You made one movie, it was really good. It got changed by James Cameron, which we enjoyed. It got changed again by David Fincher, which personally I enjoy. You know, Joss Whedon did his little stint. And Ridley Scott comes along again and says, no, I got Prometheus on the go. And I'm not a fan of Prometheus. I don't care what people say. That's just me. I don't like it. I don't like it. And now Alien Covenant came along, and I looked at the trailer, and I'm just like, it's not going to be as good as Aliens and Alien 3. Maybe I'm older, maybe I'm more pessimistic, maybe I'm all these things that people hate when I talk about films, but I don't care. Alien Covenant, I'm going to buy on DVD. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to pick up all the little bits that I missed this time around. Maybe enjoy a little bit more. Same as I enjoy Resurrection, and same as every now and again I'll put Prometheus on just for a fucking laugh.
I say horrible things about Alien Resurrection, but I would rather watch Alien Resurrection than Covenant.
I'm still an Alien fan.
Covenant doesn't even know what it is. I am an Alien fan, and that's why I'm just disappointed that this just wasn't...
But you say you're disappointed now. You've got to wait another 6 months before the film comes out. And I know you, Gary. You will watch it again. You will watch it again, and we'll discuss it again. And you will still not enjoy all those things that are pissing you off now.
Probably.
But you will pick up on all those extra little bonuses. You'll pray to whatever God you pray to, that Ridley Scott never picks up another pencil and writes Alien on a piece of paper, because that's what I'm hoping too.
Yikes. So I think you want to keep, once you've got something really good, don't spread it around. And I think I was part of the process with that with Blomkamp. And I was going to be in there as a producer. Said, yeah, by all means. But there was no real script came out, and I was doing my other thing. So if Fox is the one who decided not to, so don't know. I think this is enough. Just keep going down this route.
I'm also hoping, we hope that James Cameron decides to pick up the paper and write Aliens 2 or whatever. Come on. I mean, seriously. It's like we sit there and we go, oh, look, they're doing it again. It's never as good as the first time round. It never is. We did it with Terminator when Terminator 3 came out.
Oh, God, Predator's coming out soon.
Yes. And I've told you what I thought about them remaking Predator, haven't I?
Shane Black?
No, because we're getting involved again. Remember you did those thumbs up when Ridley Scott was signed up? I want an Alien movie where the only star is the creature. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The only star should be the creature. I don't care what character you throw at me. I don't care if it's Ripley and Hicks. Don't disavow Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, because they exist. Just make this creature. And that's what I take away from Alien Covenant. The creature. The creature kicked fucking ass.
Holy
Yeah, it did. The few times when it jumped out, it didn't fuck around.
It did not.
Well, it fucked around with a couple in the shower for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only after she noticed the alien, and screamed. At first, the alien was like, let's get it on. And then she screamed. It was like, oh, fuck you, bitch.
Oh, yeah, but maybe it was the water. Maybe it was the water throwing it off. Because
Or maybe the alien was just having a shower. It was like,
you see from the alien's point of view, which was cool. I mean, I still enjoy Alien 3's vision.
No, yeah.
I still enjoy the alien in Alien 3.
Yeah.
This one, the creatures.
Yeah. If you're an Alien fan, you're going to see it instantly, regardless of what anyone tells you. Whether we tell you it's the worst thing ever or it's the best thing ever, you're going to see it if you're an Alien fan, of course. And you're going to pick up the DVD and the Blu-ray to listen to the commentaries, the behind the scenes, the what ifs, the ideas they had, the ones that they chucked away, how they got to the point that they did. Because I also want to find out why they decided to go the route that they have done. Because without going into too much of spoiler territory, there's things that they've done in this movie that's now going to echo and bleed into watching the original series of movies, which upsets me. It's only small things, but it's just going to annoy me that this is now canon within that. Beyond that, I think the film is weak. It doesn't have the breathtaking visuals of Prometheus. It doesn't, or even Alien. It doesn't have the action and tension of Aliens. It doesn't have the horrific nature of Alien 3. It doesn't even have the comedy of Resurrection. This Alien Covenant is just, it's better than the AVP movies.
Yeah, they threw more money at it.
They threw more money at it, yeah. but it's still a weak, disappointing film as an initial come out of the cinema. I was when the credits had just turned up at the film, I couldn't. I always like to watch a film a second time.
Yeah,
give it another chance.
Make up your own ideas once you've mulled it through again. Yeah, you know, I liked the visuals. The visuals were nice. I mean, they reminded me of Prometheus. A few of the shots. Yeah, the action in it nowhere as close as Aliens. The horror aspect, yeah, from Alien, it wasn't the same as Alien 3. The close quartersness, you know, of the alien being like anywhere and everywhere. There was a couple of lines which would never have even turned up in Resurrection. Even Ron Perlman couldn't have delivered some of the stupid lines in Covenant as good as they were. But, you know, what are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do? You're going to just add it to your collection. That's what we do.
Father, any additional ammo on board? More! Oh, painkillers! Where is this goddamn thing?
4 meters above you.
This is Ian Buckingham, last survivor of the off-the-shelf reviews crew to Alien Covenant. No.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than...
Look on.